Welcome to Jargon, a podcast bringing clarity to commonly misunderstood business concepts. We're debunking and simplifying the buzzwords and ideas plaguing today's business world and offering a fresh perspective on these topics.
Hello, welcome to another episode of our Jargon podcast. This is Bill Aimone and Todd Boutte. We're going to take a little different angle today. We're going to talk about AI, but we're going to talk about how to derail your AI initiative. So for those of you out there who are feeling threatened by AI, this is a great listen for you because we're going to help you derail any possible hope of AI working in your company for your own job security if you're worried about your job going away someday. We actually published an article on this, so this will be a fun discussion today. Todd, let's dive into this.
Yeah. This will be fun. I agree. We've talked so much about how to do things the right way, and it's helpful to look at things on the reverse side of the coin sometimes, right? So if we're following our article here, number one might actually be my favorite. The whole notion that you can attack, an AI initiative in your company by using AI to find those problems and solve that problem for you, just push it all off onto an AI. That's a great way to get yourself on the wrong foundation, isn't it?
Yeah, just kind of relying on it solely. And the first way to make AI not work in your company is relying on AI to fix bad processes, manual process. So let's suppose you have a really bad process of paying invoices. You have bad approval. Invoices are getting paid without approval or without purchase orders. And you say, well, we're going to put some AI to automate the payment of those invoices or processing of them. So what you've done is you've made it quicker to make payments, and then you get to more payment mistakes, like you pay vendors you shouldn't pay.
We could put AI on that end of it too, right? Why don't we let AI clean up the mistakes?
And then AI just automatically processes stuff for you. So you got a bad process and maybe you have lack of good approvals, but then you put AI tool in to expedite payments, get cash out the door faster, and reduce your cash flow.
Yeah, and I think this is an example of a storyline that is probably causing people problems right this second. So we've all been phished, right? We all get emails that say, hey, Bill, it's time for you to pay this invoice. Can you imagine an automated inbox, no human being looking at that stuff, an AP inbox that says, hey, AI, watch the AP inbox for me, pay our vendors. How hard would it be to pull the wool over eyes of another computer system versus a person?
Oh, yeah, exactly. And again, trying to put AI on top of something really bad that's broken, AI is not going to fix everything for you. It's not going to fix broken, and it's not going to fix stupid, as the other colloquialism would go. I think that's one piece of that. So the other part where we talk about AI is education and training, and not teaching your employees how to use it. And a good way to get AI is put a tool out there for employees to use, but don't really teach them how to use it. Let them figure it out for themselves, what they're supposed to do with it. And just imagine how wonderful that would be.
Right. Yeah. So that's the storyline of you get an email in your inbox. You've been signed up for, yada yada product. Go do whatever you want.
And so your engineers go in and use it to evaluate a incoming proposal. They really don't know what they're doing, but they got the tool. They ask some questions. AI spits out some answers. The new AI tool in the company. And they use that to drive a decision around their pricing or their specs for something.
Yeah, and we've spoken about this more than once. I mean, lots of AI tools can present very convincing arguments for, nearly any perspective, right? So if this thing has a certain tendency, or you give it a prompt that seems a little bit like you're expecting a certain output, well, it's going to help get you there. And without any critical thinking behind it, you could do things like send your engineering team down the wrong path and spend a bunch of money developing a product, or pay these invoices like we referenced earlier. Who knows what?
Yeah, and any new system that a company puts in, whether it's an AI solution or any other solution, the training is always the key piece. So if you roll it out and expect people to use it without any education or training or insight around what the intent and purpose of the solution is, then you're gonna run into problems.
Well, and that's almost always tied together to lack of strategy and governance and other big picture things that we've espoused more than once, and I think are referenced in this article as well. But, those things happening independent of any master plan or strategy is a big problem.
No, that's a good one, Todd. So yeah, roll out AI in the organization. Just don't have any governance around it. Let anybody do what they want with it. especially if you're a public company. Hey, let your finance department take your financial forecast, stick it in ChatGPT to get some answers out of it so the whole world can see it.
The free chat, yeah, totally. If I get in the free one, go for it.
Free version. Encourage people to do that, and then
don't do that.
and what do you mean? I try to help you with Derail, and information gets out there that shouldn't, and then your stock price takes a hit. Then there's inside information out there. So lack of governance is a good way to just make sure that because then what's going to happen is the company's basically going to lock down everything and not let anybody use AI. Yeah, because they're going to say, oh, you can't go to ChatGPT, you can't go to these sites, and that'll derail it for sure. So your job is still secure with.
Yeah, it's a great way to just trample on any future AI innovation right there, right? When you find your own insider information in the result of an AI search or the result of a prompt one day, it's toast in your company. It will take a decade to recover.
Yeah. Another one is, so we get calls a lot from companies looking for help with AI strategy. One of the ways to really derail AI is don't bother with the strategy piece. That's just a bunch of paper, change management, getting people lined up. You don't need that.
Consulting jargon.
Go ahead and just start building stuff and doing stuff. Best thing is just ask people what they want to do and let them do what they want to do, and just let them just go out every different silo in the company. Let them try their own things. Be innovative, right?
Oh, that's my favorite too. And then nobody has any idea what anybody else is working on or what tools they used or how many subscriptions the company has now, how many API keys are floating around, or who knows what else.
Oh, yeah. And there's really no strategy around it. What are we trying to do? But everybody gets their own little, toy.
Sure.
Right?
No budget, no security, no frameworks for anything, no communication plan.
Yeah.
None of that. Yeah, it's faster that way, right?
Right. Oh, then that's the other piece. Getting it done quickly.
Sure.
Just diving in and going after it. Don't let it slow you down. Go fast. Put some tools in, see what happens, see what works, what breaks. That's another way to make sure AI is not going to work.
It worked for Google, right? Move fast and break things. Wasn't that them in 2002 or thereabouts? I don't know how quickly they abandoned that, but that was their slogan for a bit.
Yeah. Especially if you've got customers who are depending upon quality in your company. And a lot of cases, people are using AI and they're getting, you've heard about the AI hallucinations.
Yeah.
Trust everything about it. Trust the information you're getting. Here's one, just have AI create an email for you and don't read it. Just let it.
I've got other things to do, Bill.
Yeah, I'm too busy.
Yeah, I'm too busy.
Email to the CEO.
Totally.
That I accidentally said I want to work on all the holidays. By mistake, it said that in there, and
and then ideally, his AI assistant will read that email for me, and it'll take action on his behalf. Everything will be way quicker this way. The meetings will be scheduled. Again, the payments will go out. The vacations will be approved. Everything will be golden.
Yeah. Well, here's another one. The data that you have, whether it's bad data or not, feed that into your AI solution, and maybe it'll clean up your data for you. I mean, magically, right? I mean, like if I feed it by project performance information and the data is not very accurate, maybe it'll figure out it's not accurate and give me better answers.
Well, sure. I mean, everything I see day to day seems inseparable from just magic, right? So any data I have can be fixed.
Yeah, just throw that in there and see what happens, and then build a forecast off of that, and then trust that forecast, and then go ahead and tell your boss, hey, you know what? This is our forecast. This is where we're going, what we're doing. And then if he says, well, how'd you get this? He said, well, AI did this for me.
Sure. I mean, all the spreadsheets that we've kept in our systems and all the paperwork that we've scanned in, it's all perfect. I mean, we're good record keepers, so we can feed it in and
see what happens.
Right?
A little bit quicker. It'll probably fix it too, maybe. Or maybe it'll tell me where all the errors are and fix it for me.
Yeah, AI is known to do things it's not asked for, right?
Yeah.
It's always offering help rather than being told what to do.
But I think the other piece is the trust me,
Yeah.
AI is intelligence. Okay.
That's right there in the name.
And it's like let's say you met some person on the street who's super intelligent and you knew they were correct.
Mm-hmm.
You'd trust them, right?
Oh, implicitly.
Just anybody you meet on the street, right?
Totally.
So you should trust AI too, all the time.
Yeah.
The answers it gives you, and just let it happen. Because in that way, you just blame AI. So, I didn't come up with this. AI did this. And then the organization says, well, we're banning AI from our company.
No, but just a few minutes ago, we heard they gave us the tools. Gave us the tools, said go for it. So now it's their fault, not our fault.
Well, anyway, we'll get back to reality here. This is our sarcastic take on how to make AI not work for your company. But in all seriousness, to turn this around a little bit, because we spent a few minutes kind of taking jabs at what we're seeing. And when you get into an organization, you start thinking about my AI strategy. What does that need to contain? And a lot of companies are diving in and just trying to create use cases and testing them out and seeing what's happening. And really what you've got to do is adapt your AI strategy to the culture of your company and the strategy of your company and how you operate as a business. Trying to bring in something like AI is, I almost equate it to back in the day when you hire some innovation team to bring innovation into the organization, and then innovation team gets rejected by the organization because it doesn't fit culturally. So maybe they, a company that had more of a certain culture, and they brought in an innovation team from another organization. Maybe a CEO brought a strategy guy or something, or even a consultant in to help. And the consultants, maybe they had some good ideas and things, but it was rejected by the company because it didn't fit the strategy, didn't fit the culture. And that's a lot of cases where consultants get bad names. They come in and bring innovative ideas. AI is no different to that.
Sure.
It's a new tool, a new solution. You've got to look at it and say, okay, how can we make our strategies focused around the company, the organization, the culture, the strategy, and where it's going, and make AI fit where it best fits. So part of that strategy is you tell people, look, whether you hire a consulting firm, bring in a big firm, or small firm like us, or you do it yourself, get your smart people in the room together, collaborate, and have a top-down and bottom-up approach.
Right.
Tops down, have the executives align on the strategy and how they're going to use it. Bottoms up, that's where you can get the ideas generated, and then align those two together and have kind of I'll say top-down, bottom-up strategy around AI to really make sure that people know why you're doing it and what you're doing it for.
And the why piece, that always comes back to me as my favorite question to ask of any problem, right? Why are you doing this? And the answer can't be, well, my competitor's doing it. Okay, why is your competitor doing it? Maybe that's worth digging into too. But you can't just be following a trend that's ethereal. These things need mission statements and champions and objectives, right? And we're a big fan we have some AI readiness stuff out there to kind of go through that. What are the use cases? Who isn't responsible for this? Who is going to, set the tone? Where are we going to collect these ideas, right? How are we going to steer this toward an objective? These are all things that you need to be successful when you launch an AI strategy.
Yeah, and it's interesting you brought up the why. Why is your competitor doing it? And the next question is, why are they doing it and for what reason? So it's almost like we used to say the 3 whys. Keep asking the whys until you really get the true answer.
That's great.
And we also advocate for how do you use a consultant to help drive that strategy? What we always say is, look, make sure it's a collaborative process with whoever you bring in to help with that strategy. Use the consultant's knowledge from other companies, but then make it yours. It's your strategy. It's not the big presentation or the 80-page PowerPoint the consultant put together. It's what you guys are going to actually go do and take action on as a company, and making sure you're not moving too fast. You have the governance in place. You know where your good data is that you can actually use to make AI valuable, and then making sure you have a good training and education plan around AI. And I know, the first part of this, we're kind of kidding around about some of these things, but having those processes in place and practices in place is key to your AI strategy.
Yeah, and ultimately, the company, the client of ours, they have to own this. Well, everything. We move on, we go away. So you've got to find your key players, the folks that are excited about this, that want to own it, they want to develop it, they want to brand it, they want to execute on it. So finding the people is ultimately really, really helpful in any of these problem solving endeavors, obviously. But with AI specifically, it moves fast. You need people that can help your company stay on top of it, and then refer back to, if you've done it right, your governance model. How do you actually take a new idea and then develop it and execute on it and turn it? So this whole toolbox around this stuff is really important to get right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and if you're interested in learning more, we have our AI handbook out there. It's free. You can download it. You don't even have to put in. You don't have to give us any information. You just go and download. Maybe we should start charging for it or something. Tyler, what do you think?
Well, we could just go ask ChatGPT what it's worth, right? And then go from there.
Yeah, and then they can tell us what to charge for. Sure. In the meantime, before we put a paywall over our AI handbook, it's out there free for now.
Yeah, for limited time only.
Yeah, for a few more days, maybe as quickly as we figure out how to get Stripe hooked up or something to our website. All right, well, if you made it this far listening to us, check out our other articles. We have actually an article on this, and thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks very much, Bill. This was fun.